Hey folks, it's Ray with Taste Radio. Right now I'm honored to be sitting down with Carolyn Hamlet, who is the founder and CEO of OKU, a product that I'm holding in my hand right now if you're watching the video. Great to see you, Carolyn. How are you?
Great to see you. Doing well.
OKU, did I meet you last year for the first time, or I met you before that?
No, you met me at the Naturally event in October with Jeff Church.
Yeah, so that was last year.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed with your brand. I remember you sent samples to our office in Newton, and I was like, this is perfect. I like gummies. I like energy. I need both. And they're in this perfect package together. And if I'm reading the front of the package here, it says OKU, your brand name, Conscious Energy Gummy Snacks. Where'd you come up with this idea? Because it's a great one.
Well, it took a while to come up with something that I was proud of and am ready to put all into. And this is a product now that I wanted something that would appeal to the conscious consumer. Mm-hmm. Someone, who I care about what I put in my body, I care about the environment, and I care about impact. And so Conscious Energy stands for all of that. And we have a consciously curated blend that uses green tea and yerba mate to give you energy that doesn't cause a crash and it doesn't cause jitters. And then we wanted to give you other benefits. We wanted to give you antioxidants, so we added goji berry. We wanted to we have an industry first of putting coconut water into a gummy, so we add electrolytes. And then with this new product that we just launched at the end of last year, and we just launched on Amazon, we've added fiber. So now we're a good source of dietary fiber and energy in a better-for-you gummy that is made from all non-GMO ingredients. And it allows you to customize your own intake. You don't have to jack yourself up. Each one is only 12 milligrams. So whether you're, like you are, coast to coast traveling and just need a little bit of a boost, you can take one or two. If you, I sometimes eat a whole bag after lunch because it satisfies my sweet tooth as well. I mean, taste is number one of any product. So I'll let you be the judge of this new iteration because you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, this is the orange blossom flavored variety. It's delicious. I feel like I love gummy snacks and I love natural gummy snacks. And, when I don't want to drink a cup of coffee or an energy drink, which I drink rarely, but I feel like this is a perfect alternative to that. And as you mentioned, it's not going to over-caffeinate you because 5 gummies equals 60 milligrams of caffeine.
And it's only 70 calories.
Which is even...
So it is a snack that can satisfy you, and with the fiber, it is fulfilling. So it really solves, it's a multifaceted, multifunctional product.
Yeah, and 7 grams of sugar per serving, which isn't bad. In fact, it's pretty darn good because it's a little over a gram of sugar per gummy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Carolyn, it sounds like you've done this before because your introduction to the brand and all the benefits of it, it was pretty well done, I would say. Actually, very well done. Have you been in CPG a long time?
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay.
No, I started on Wall Street a while ago. I don't want to date myself, but it's been a while. And I've spent most of my life in finance other than a short stint running the international part of an internet company back in the .com world. So my background is all finance. And this is just something that, it was a passion. It was something that was born from a need that I have. I'm one of those people that if you put a bowl of M&Ms next to me about 1 o'clock, I would probably eat them all. And I don't want to eat those, certainly not with the red dye and all the other bad things that are in them. So this was something that is so much more interesting to me than being in the financial world, to have a tangible product and being an older founder. It's a great legacy for me to show. I have a 20-year-old, and I think it's great for him to see that how you build a brand and what it takes to do that, how hard it is. Mm-hmm. He kept saying to me, well, when's it going to be on Amazon? When's it going to be on Amazon? And, it took a few iterations of product. It's, startup CPG is not easy, and I'm learning as I go. I've got some great advisors and people around me who've been incredibly helpful. So no, I've never done it. First rodeo, but enjoying every minute of it. Or I would say every minute, most minutes of it.
Well, you're very well spoken, and I appreciate that because it takes good communication to be able to sell your brand and explain what you're doing that's different than what already exists out there. And I think OKU is, again, one of these kinds of products and brands that represents differentiation. It's also kind of hard when you are innovative and trying to get into places. I mean, Amazon aside, when you think about retail, you have to convince someone that people are going to understand and want to buy your product. How do you assess the market for caffeine or caffeinated or energy gummies?
It's been interesting because Amazon is a challenge because you're focused on keywords and what people are searching for, and you have to see how you convert off of different keywords. It's been a little frustrating for me. I'm very detail oriented and very driven, so it's a little frustrating, that you have to do that, because I do think we're that alternative for coffee for people who don't want coffee, can't take coffee, want to get off coffee. We're something that is portable and convenient, unlike energy drinks that you can't go through TSA.
Right.
With. We also are, our packaging is targeted to the conscious consumer because it's made from upcycled material. And we're impact driven. We're partnered with an organization called B1G1 that when we are profitable, we will be giving back. So, how do you convey all of those things with a consciously curated blend of better for you ingredients? It's a mouthful. But I don't think there's anything like it out there today that isn't over-caffeinating you from something. A lot of the gummies are high caffeine, and it's hard to calibrate your caffeine intake with drinks. So, I think we have something that, honestly, taste is number one. If people like the taste, I think that then they would buy the product. And that was where we focused. We have a formulator who has, she's not allowed to tell me what she's done, but she's done some big brands. And so I've really focused on making something that I think is just incredibly tasty, but provides that functional benefit. We're sitting at the nexus of functional snacks, caffeinated snacks, better for you snacks, gummies, which is a format that everybody really likes today. So we're just trying to capitalize or market ourselves to offer things that aren't available in other delivery formats, or alternatives to other products that might resonate more with a conscious consumer or somebody who's just not looking to completely over-caffeinate themselves.
I feel like it's sort of I don't want to call it a new world, but it's a new opportunity for innovative and early stage candy brands. We're seeing lower sugar varieties. We're seeing global flavors. We're seeing different package types for candy, and it's all great because what currently exists, has existed for a long time, is not great. We're slowly learning that. Artificial flavors and colors, there's a lot more scrutiny around them.
Right, and we're all non-GMO. Everything is non-GMO. Almost all of our ingredients are organic.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do the right thing.
But it's hard getting people to change their habits, especially if it's not necessarily, if the product or the brand is not necessarily merchandised in the part of the store that people are familiar with. So when I think about OKU, are you trying to be merchandised with other candies? I mean, where do you sit? Where do you envision sitting most appropriately on shelf?
We're not there yet because we just launched on Amazon, but
right.
I've spent a lot of time walking retail, and it seems to be very different in different types of stores. If you ask me about Whole Foods, it would be ultimately, where Smart Sweets and some of the other Who chocolate, some of those products are. But if you go into a Ralph's or a Vaughn's, you're going to be sitting, more. Sometimes there's a better for you section, but honestly, the best, we're an impulse buy. Somebody who is walking out the door and is dragging, or is about to go for a run, or looking for something for a pick me up. The best place for us is going to be impulse at checkout, but obviously that's a challenge, particularly for an early stage brand. So it's different in each place. I mean, Target, I applied to the accelerator program a couple years ago before I even really had product, and out of over 5,000 applicants, we were narrowed down to one of 60 to be interviewed, and we weren't chosen. They were for 30 spots. We weren't chosen for the 30 because we were too early, but they asked me the same question, and I actually went into the Target store. They had a better for you section. I took pictures of my product on the shelf, and that's where I thought we should be. But there's different places. I could see us in the candy section, even though we're not really a candy, but we do satisfy that sweet tooth. But we're also better for you. And I think more stores are focused more on those better for you sections, and I'd like to see us there because I think that's what we offer.
Well, I asked you the question because even though I know you're already only on Amazon right now, I think you're already on a track to be in brick and mortar pretty soon. So I'm sure you're thinking about these things, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I think where you are right now is awesome.
I'll take any advice, Ray.
Listen to our podcast as much
I
as
do.
possible. I know you do.
I love
know
your
you do.
podcast.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's a great event that we're at right now, the Naturally San Diego pre-party to the UNFI show. And I hope you're meeting a lot of really good people because, as you know, meeting people, networking, it's so important in our industry.
No, this has been a wonderful opportunity. I learned so much from the people who are ahead of me, and I'm grateful because this community has been so rich of people willing to give back.
100%.
And my goal is to build this and be able to do that with other people because the giving back is actually more rewarding than the taking. So I'm hopeful that this can be a platform and I can create, build trust. For me, it's integrity and trust is so important in my life. And so I want to create a brand that stands for that and be able to build that and then be able to give back in a way that helps others. So
that's so wonderful to hear. And I hope a lot of people feel the same way and build their brands as thoughtfully as you're building yours.
Yeah, Naturally San Diego has been fantastic and their startup CPG. There are some great organizations here that are just so helpful. And it's a nice contrast for me coming out of the financial world. Little different.
I cannot imagine.
A little different.
Yeah. Carolyn, once again, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you, Ray. I appreciate it.